my park, well, my little gym, so it's gonna be pretty cool. Oh, I guess I gotta start from the... No! Looks like I gotta start from Michigan. Yeah, that's where I left off on my old account.
And welcome, college basketball fans. This is where you want to be, right here on 2K Sports. Some great action ahead, and we're happy to have you here along with us for the ride. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg. We've got the Kansas Jayhawks and the Michigan Wolverines.
And the thing you love about collegiate sports, the passion, the energy, I mean the competitiveness and that hunger and drive to succeed and show what you have, it's really always a marvel to watch.
No doubt about it, Greg. And seeing these players out here tonight, I remember how the love for the game of basketball in those formative years when I was playing college was so invaluable. I mean, the experience you gain with excellent coaching and mentorship at this level, really a huge part of where you go with your talent.
So let's take a look at the starters for the Kansas Jayhawks. They've got Duncan, and it's Terry in at the power forward.
And with Freak, he takes a lot of pride in where he hails from. Didn't grow up with a silver spoon in his hand by any means, and his family cheers him on from Harlem.
And Greg, you can see it in this game. I mean, we're all a product of where we've been, our environment, our experiences. And with Freak, he doesn't take anything for granted. Some of the very best players of all time have come from the projects like Freak, and he takes pride in playing for Harlem when he's on the court.
And Kansas always seems to be in title contention. I mean, the program does a great job that fits them best. Rarely are they not a title contender.
Shot's good by Lee.
Wow, what a pass there. He made that a very easy basket with that setup.
Here's Freak. And there's another one for the Wolverines. And so here's Kansas. They set the pick. It's stolen by Smith. Here's Crawford. Soft touch off the glass.
They're off and running. Good start here. They've knocked down 4 of their first 5.
On defense, Michigan, 4-point game. Lee passes to Oubre. And the foul called on Freak. That's his first foul. Here is Calderon. Now Freak. He's in at the point. Ellis is out there with Smith. Then it's Jones. And it's Crawford at the shooting guard position. And now in transition is Lee. Here we go. And so in the game for the Jayhawks, we've got Oubre. And it's Terry in at the 4-man position.
One thing with Freak that we know is he makes sure he gets his shots up no matter what. One way or another, he's going to get his workout in, and that's why so many are confident that he'll continue to improve.
Part of it is that he has a twin sister who actually taught him how to play ball. She helped him develop his game and become the player he is today. Pretty nice to have a sibling willing to help you develop your skill set on the court. And you look at the long list of former players from the University of Michigan, a lot of big-name NBA players got their start as Wolverines. It's been that way for a long time.
I'm back. I was talking to my brother.
And he's good on the second. Well, Greg, you mentioned moments ago all the former Wolverines that have made it to the NBA. Michigan has been one of the best talent developing schools, Clark, for a long time.
And, you know, apart from the Fab Five group, Kevin, the Wolverines can also name Glenn Rice as an alum, outstanding NBAer, and Trey Burke and Nick Stauskas, recent grads from Ann Arbor.
And it's Freak missing.
That's not a sight you see very often. I mean, he has a great feel for that jump shot, especially when he's open.
Daniels dishes to Lee. Daniels kicks it to Gaines. And it's Freak with the rebound.
And if the shot's not there, you've got to understand that move the basketball.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm not quite sure what his mindset or what he was thinking there. I mean, that was just a terrible shot.
To the paint. Got a piece of it. It's stolen by Smith. Freak passes to Smith. To the right side. Takes a three. And it's Freak missing.
You know, Freak just hasn't been able to perform how we're accustomed to seeing him up until this point. I mean, he just hasn't been able to string anything together.
There are a lot of things that might be affecting him. You know, with his reputation, defenses will pay special attention to him. And that might be throwing him off a little bit here in this game.
Was there any doubt what he was going to do with that putback? Flush it down.
Oh, that's some energy we just witnessed right there.
And that's the kind of energy you have to display when you want to attack that offensive glass.
Now here's Ellis. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. And here we go. The Jayhawks with a fast break. Lee's running. Shot by Terry, no good.
And trying to come up with the highlight reel finish. Somebody forgot to finish it.
Here's Freak. And once again off the mark by Michigan. They push it up 4 on 3. Here's Oubre. Gaines. Great positioning on the putback. Gaines has got his second basket.
Boy, nice tip in to salvage the points from the missed shot and made it work.
It did, yeah. And those second chance points, Clark, they do add up.
Yes, sir.
They do. And, guys, that's the last line of your defense there. Everything else was good, but you have to finish it off with possession.
Back to Lee. And the foul called on Freak. That'll be his second foul. Hello, welcome back. This is college basketball on 2K Sports. And if you're just tuning in, this is Kevin Harlan along with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg as we get set for the second half.
Guys, you know, it's been a close one thus far. Both teams have had strong stretches, but neither team has really been able to take control of the game to this point.
And got an out period thus far. The second half, we should see more things open up, and that should benefit star players like Freak, who will get more quality opportunities.
Freak, he's in a point guard. Smith is out there with Ellis. Then it's Jones. And it's Crawford at the 2 spot.
You know, so often we can forget that these players are student athletes. I mean, Freak does not have that problem. He's an amazing student off the floor and is very dedicated in the classroom.
And how about Freak with a 4.0 GPA, an honor student in high school, and has carried that same work ethic to college as well as he prepares for his games. He truly embodies what it means to be a student athlete.
And so in the game for the Jayhawks, they've got Duncan, and it's Terry in at the 4 spot. Offensive rebound. Jayhawks leading by 5. Here's Duncan. Oh!
Now, that was an incredible reverse throwdown right there. Tremendous body control.
I'd even go as far as say, Clark, that was a punctuation dunk. Huh?
I can feel that.
Sending a message.
How about,
sir.
guys, that's one of those dunks that you probably want in your career highlight reel.
And it's Michigan with the rebound. Well, one thing about Kansas is that they love their basketball. The Jayhawks have long been synonymous with being a powerhouse college program.
One of the true blue bloods, if you will, in college basketball. I mean, they've been relevant and in contention for a very long time. They were winning titles before any official organization was put in place.
Michigan trails by 10. Crawford dishes to Ellis. He feeds it to Freak. From deep three-point range, and once again off the mark by Michigan.
Yeah, and Freak just has not had it here in the second half, and his team can't make up for that. You wonder if they're just a bit shell-shocked right now.
Well, I think part of it, Greg, is when you see your star player struggling like Freak has, then it erodes the confidence of the group. And as a result, they're just not playing as fluidly as they need to.
And how many extra possessions have they gotten because of that rebounding edge?
Well, it's been a bunch, and I think it's made the difference in the game. I mean, they've actually done a great job on the board.
And he was camped in the lane there, and he gets the 3-second call. So Michigan ends up going with the new group, and the Jayhawks also making a change. Duncan's checked in.
And these are the types of games where one team clearly has the edge. Tonight, it will be a win by a large margin for the Jayhawks.
They enjoyed a big boost from the strong play of their bench.
Yeah, I thought the subs came in and did an outstanding job, Kevin. Those points off the bench were huge.
You see the contributions from role players on the team, and what a game it was for Lee. You look at the energy he brought on both ends of the floor, and it's easy to see why he was a difference maker.
Freak in at point guard. Ellis is out there with Jones. Then it's Smith, and it's Crawford at the 2-guard spot. 3 on the clock. Dedman's shot is off. Here's Freak. No good there, and that would have cut it to single digits. And the Jayhawks with possession. The 12-point lead, their biggest of the game. Outside Williams. And so the Jayhawks take the win. A solid. Hi, everyone. A pleasure to have you join us here tonight. College basketball is in the air, and we are right in the midst of all the action. Along with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. It's the Michigan Wolverines facing the UCLA Bruins.
And guys, there's just nothing quite like a packed house for a college hoop game. You hear the student section rocking and the band playing. This is pure basketball.
Greg, there's a unique energy and vibrancy with college basketball that is unique. I mean, when you get two high-profile teams meeting up with future stars making a name for themselves, I think it just adds to the excitement.
On the court for Michigan, Freak in at point guard. Ellis is out there with Jones. Then it's Smith, and it's Crawford at the shooting guard position.
Hard to watch UCLA and not think of the Wizard of Westwood, John Wooden. Not just his impact on the school, but his place in the history of basketball. He helped put college basketball on the map in a big way. Give an assist there, not for the pass, but for the solid screen set on the inside that freed him up and made the layup possible. And, you know, we've seen a lot of great point guards over the years, and Freak is right at the top for me. The things he can do with the ball are special. And he knows how to control the flow of the game, too. He's not only highly skilled, but he's a maestro in orchestration.
And it's really interesting. Controlling tempo and pace is oftentimes something that most point guards don't really learn until they are pros. But Freak understands how important that is already. It's a big part of why so many think he'll be successful as a point guard on the next level.
On defense, the Bruins. Here's the three. And it's Freak missing. Freak's gotten just one of his 4 attempts from the floor tonight. And the foul called on Freak. The Wolverines making a switch here. Here's Freak. They lead by their biggest margin of the game, 9. On the court for Michigan. Freak, he's in at the point. White is out there with Ellis. Then it's Jones. And it's Banks in at the shooting guard. Now here's Jones. He's got 6. With the shot. And Freak gets it to go on the assist by Jones. Freak's got his second bucket of the game to go. Free passes to Campbell. There's the pick. Passes it to Fresh. Out left to the wing. Here's Free. Off target with his 3.
Guys, it's almost impossible to think about Michigan basketball and not think of the Fab Five. I mean, one of the most storied recruiting classes ever. They were dominant in their tenure here at Michigan.
UCLA trails by 11, and the foul called on Freak. Now, here is Starks. And the foul called on Freak. That's his 4th foul of the contest.
In for your UCLA, Clifford Martin.
Here's Starks. Four seconds left. And that one goes long.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
And so and the second half of basketball is about to get underway, folks. Welcome back to this broadcast of college basketball here on 2K Sports.
You came for a show, and you got a show. What a first half we saw with a big lead being built early on.
And what a performance from Freak so far. You take him out of the equation, and this lead they have might not even exist. He's lived up to the hype in this one.
They've got Campbell. Fresh is out there with Free, and it's Roberts in at the 5 down low.
And you see a lot of players who are very talented play with a me-first approach. That is not the case with Freak. He doesn't try and attract any unnecessary attention and just focuses on playing his game.
Yeah, I like that about him, Greg. I mean, in a day and age where most guys are self-centered, And it's all about me. It's refreshing for a player like Freak, who doesn't invite that kind of noise. I mean, that's as impressive as his skill set.
On the court for Michigan, Freak, he's in at point guard. Ellis is out there with Smith. Then it's Jones, and it's Crawford at the 2 spot. The Wolverines leading by 15. Shoots the 3, and he trains the 3. Good-looking shot there from Freak. Freak's got his team on the board first here in the second half for the Wolverines.
And guys, so many great players from UCLA in the NBA over the years. Kareem, a former Bruin. Bill Walton, also coming out of Westwood.
And the Wolverines, another 3.
There's 6 points on consecutive 3 balls. They're finding holes in this defense.
Yeah, no doubt the defense had better play a little tighter.
Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation. Here's Freak. He's got 10. Wow, Greg, all those great players you mentioned with UCLA, a lot of Hall of Famers in that list, Clark.
Yeah, and they've continued that tradition with current NBA stars, Kevin Love and Russell Westbrook, probably the 2 highest profile former Bruins in the NBA today. You've got to give them a lot of credit for the job they've done on the backboards.
They've done a lot of things well today, but really it's about what they've done on the backboard that's at the top of that list.
And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. Well, for a long time, Michigan has been a big power in men's basketball. Really in all sports, the school has a very strong program.
No doubt, the Wolverines love their sports. Easy to cheer for the basketball program with all the success they've had over the years.
Starks checked in for Free. Jefferson's checked in for Michigan. And Taylor drops them both.
And for the Wolverines, they have 1 official title in 1989. Have made it into the college championship game a lot of other times. Finished 5 times as the runner-up.
Here's Starks. Banked in off the glass. Starks has got his second bucket.
Not fazed at all by having a bigger defender on him down low, and I really thought he would be.
You know, at first glance, you wouldn't think that he'd be comfortable in that particular situation, but boy, I tell you what, he didn't look like he was out of his element at all right there.
They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin, the offense has basically been running in place.
They got to get going. Now, here's Porter. In the corner, it's Morris. No good with the triple.
Being freed up by a great pick.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, they came away empty, but they got the look they wanted, and really, I like the movement and communication there.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass. And there have been some highs and lows in the Michigan program. Overall, you have to give them credit for being a persistent presence in the tournament. A lot of iconic moments have involved the Maize and Blue.
We've got Johnson. Starks is out there with Porter. Then there's Irving. And it's Morris in at the small forward. And the Bruins going here with a whole new group out there. Here's Barton. Good D by Jones.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
Fast break. Here come the Wolverines. Crawford leading the charge. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for the Wolverines.
The activity level defensively, I've really been impressed with. There's been an attack mode on the defensive end.
You know, adding on to that, you look at their block totals tonight, and you see how feisty they've been on the defensive end this game.
The Wolverines leading by 23. 1:56 left in the second half of basketball. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. Well, UCLA and all those incredible national titles in men's basketball, Clark, they were the program in the 60s and 70s.
Yep, completely dominated the landscape of college ball during that time. From 64 to 75, They won 10 titles in 12 seasons.
And so Cunningham nails both of them.
And guys, thinking again about the Bruins being so dominant during those decades, they set so many records in that time frame, won 88 games in a row, which is still a record for men's basketball.
Here's Fresh. Here's Campbell. No good on the triple. Michigan with the ball. They're on a 14-4 run right now.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Wolverines.
But, Steve, you know, you don't see this kind of a blowout often. But tonight, this is a quality win across the board to deliver out, Clark, this kind of punishment to.
Well, you know what? I thought they did a nice job of playing against the game. They kept the pressure on and clearly were dominant in every area.
I mean, when you look at the stats, you'll see just how dominant a game this was. For Jones, you can't look back at too many major moments in this game and not see his imprint put all over it.
And you think about the impact those years of dominance have had on UCLA. I mean, still one of the most honored and storied and decorated programs in the United States. I mean, they are the program on the West Coast, although the Wildcats might argue, at least recently.
Here's Fresh. And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot two.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give him any choice but to blow the whistle. I mean, you got to play without fouls.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me.
And good on the second, so he makes them both. Now here's Freak, covered by Starks. Taylor against Thomas. Jefferson, a screen on Thomas. Taylor inside. Thomas is on him. And once again off the mark by Michigan. And so it's Michigan winning this one. This crowd was stunned by the